Good morning, Wisconsin. We find ourselves here working on my Buick, and I just wanted to make a video of it before I got done. I'm doing the intake gaskets, upper and lower intake. I also did the valve cover gaskets, and let's see, oil change. I think that's mainly all the gaskets. New thermostat for the housing as well. But anyhow, I used a little bit of assortment of tools, some scrapers, a couple of little jaws, 15s and 13s. They're about very common. What is it with that head that I had on here? 3/8 for the valve cover heads. This is the gasket kit that I purchased from rockauto.com for about $110 on the 2000 Buick intake, lower intake gaskets, valve cover gaskets. This is pretty much the same thingamajig, just for different motors. A couple of little gaskets. Not quite sure what those are for, but maybe the push rods or something. And then the side gaskets, these will line up like this, and then you put a little silicone in there. Call that a day. I also purchased a new plenum because my other one was cracked. And it also came with another gasket. This has got an inner and an outer. So I had to install the gasket in the studs, and they will crack around these bolts when you over tighten them. So make sure that you don't over tighten them. Big key thing. Sorry. So yeah, got those two things and combined, gonna put them in there. And then I also had to pick up a few of these, which are elbows on the intake. They go on the back side in there, and it allows antifreeze to get in there from your thermostat housing. So I got two of those new things picked up, and the kit also comes with new rubber bolt holders. I don't know, rubber things that go around your valve covers. Let's see, that's all the old stuff. I also got new rings. These are the old rings for the injectors. I put all them in there. You have to take that off to get to the plenum. The intake, I cleaned it all up. I put a new gasket on there and a new thermostat sensor. Cleaned up all that. I'm going to be putting in a new thermostat with a new gasket up here. New gasket, new thermostat. I cleaned up the intake as well, and my little bit of rednecking, I snapped the bolt off prior, so I might get a new one of these, but I might just get a new housing as well. But I replaced the map sensor. Cleaned it out the best that I could. A couple of alternator bolt brackets, engine bracket. You gotta take the engine mounts off of the front, the air box off. Little breather hose and your alternator. And that breather hose that I was showing you goes onto there and to your intake. So yeah, you also have to loosen up the heater hoses for that, and that's where I found that these break coming out of that hole and that hole going into the motor. Can't really see it. Sorry about the lighting, but there's a very important parts when you're disassembling this, as you're pulling that out, that they will snap those elbows, and you have to dig all that crap out of the hole, like in here. You have to dig that all out, and that's where these would be snapped off, and they're supposed to be looking like this. See, that much is already snapped off in there. So yeah, that's what I've learned. Otherwise it's pretty basic, so hopefully that helps. A little 5-minute video on how to do the intake on a 2000 Buick 3/8 100 for the motor. Other than that, it's pretty simple. So don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up, and hopefully write a little comment if it helped. So, all right, enjoy your day. Peace.